Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another episode of TEW 2020 WWE here. As today, we just at Crown Jewel and Takeover Chicago are in the rearview mirror. Go check them out if you haven't already. They were both really good shows in my opinion, and rating-wise as well, so not just my opinion, I guess. But go check them out. Let me know what you think if you haven't seen them already. But if you have, then yes, we are finally on the road to SummerSlam. Into August, SummerSlam. So close. I mean, we've got 4 episodes, and then it's main episode wise 4 episodes, and then SummerSlam, 4 weeks of shows, and then SummerSlam live from Wembley Stadium. Oh, it's beautiful. And we're just gonna get right into heading into the build up for SummerSlam. I've been waiting. I've been booking the show in my mind for a very, very long time, and I'm ready to start actually booking it in person. And so without further ado, let's get things underway, of course, with another episode of Monday Night Raw, which gets underway with Matt Riddle in the ring. The ring is set up, you know, the throne, the crown and all that, stare ready. And Matt Riddle says, "Hey bros, it's me. I'm just here because I want to introduce and pay tribute to my favorite bro, my #1 bro. Everybody, I want you to get up on your feet, and I want you all to cheer and clap for my favorite guy, King Stallion Pete." And Pete Dunne coming out, the king of the ring, having pinned Johnny Gargano in the triple threat match at Crown Jewel. Pete Dunne earning himself a guaranteed world title match at SummerSlam. And Pete Dunne coming into the ring, Matt Riddle trying to get the robe on him again. Pete Dunne against it saying, "Matt, you don't have to do all this. I don't need the cape or the crown or the scepter. All that matters is that at SummerSlam, I'm getting what I really want. I'm getting a guaranteed shot at a world championship at last. And so at SummerSlam, I'm letting you all know right now that I am going to become the first English world champion." For 100, Pete Dunne making it very clear, wanting to become the first English world champion at Wembley, at SummerSlam. Beautiful. As then, they are interrupted by Triple H and his chosen. Triple H storming out, leading down WWE Champion Kevin Owens, Adam Cole, Finn Balor and Andrade. Ignore Andrade, I gotta sort out his bloody stables. I think he's in 2 at the moment. Finn Balor and Andrade joining at Crown Jewel. There you go. Andrade saving Triple H from an attack from Kyle O'Reilly, and then Finn Balor saving Kevin Owens from potential defeat to MJF. And they all get in the ring, and Triple H congratulates Pete Dunne. He says that what he set out to do in returning to WWE right now was help WWE going forward by helping the people he chose to have power finally get it. Stars from NXT he chose to be champions, future world champions, WrestleMania main eventers like Kevin Owens, Adam Cole, Finn Balor, and Andrade. And Triple H says that Pete Dunne was the superstar he chose. He says he chose Pete Dunne not just to lead NXT like these other guys. He trusted Pete Dunne to lead NXT UK, to lead an entire brand on itself. And he says Pete Dunne did such a good job, and he says that he knows Pete Dunne can become the first English world champion. And he holds out his hands and he says he wants to offer Pete Dunne a seat at the table. A seat at the big boys' table at last. Hell, you can even bring your hippie friend if you want to, Pete. What do you say, huh? Imagine it. You with us. You with the NXT or Universal Championship over your shoulder, whichever one you want, man. You and Kevin, world champions, side by side. My chosen superstars on top, finally. Triple H holding out his hand, Pete Dunne looking at it, and Pete Dunne taking his hand and shaking it. The crowd booing a little bit. Triple H smiling. Triple H goes to walk away, but Pete Dunne holding onto the hand. And Triple H looking back at the hand and then looking up at Pete Dunne, who's not impressed. As Pete Dunne then grabs Triple H's fingers and then just snaps them. Triple H holding his hand. Jesus, that hurt. The rest of the show's in a bit surprised. Matt Riddle flying in with a massive knee to the face of Andrade, sending him flying out the ring. Adam Cole and Finn Balor storming into him. Adam Cole going for Pete Dunne. Finn Balor going for Matt Riddle. There we go. Those four brawling out. Andrade out the ring. Triple H out the ring. Kevin Owens thinking better of it and just walking out of the ring like, well, this doesn't seem like a me problem, to be honest. And in the end, Dunne and Riddle, the Broserweights, managing to work together to get Cole and Balor out the ring. 4-100. Pete Dunne turning down Triple H's invitation to join his little group to have a seat at the table, in his words. And setting up main event later tonight, the Broserweights, Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle, in tag team action against Adam Cole and Finn Balor of Triple H's chosen superstars here. Very good opening. 2 100s there. Very, very good. Next up, we have our first match of this evening. Also, I just want to shout at me. I think that's I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm being delusional. It might be the heat getting to me. I think that was the best Pete Dunne impression I've ever done. I'm going to stand by that. Let me know if it's just the heat getting to me, please. Let's get into the action, though. First match of this evening is one half the Raw Tag Champion, still Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler. Orton, Raw Tag Title match at Crown Jewel against the Dirty Dogs. Looked like he was on his own. When out came Chad Gable, his, former mentee over on NXT. A good friendship. Gable lost in the winner's take all 6-man tag at NXT Takeover Chicago the night before, but made his way to Crown Jewel to help out, and him and Orton retained the Raw Tag titles. And now Randy Orton taking on the Dirty Dogs' other member, Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler came up short against Montez Ford as well at Crown Jewel. Not a good night for the Dirty Dogs. And it continues to not be very good for the Dirty Dogs as Orton hits the RKO onto Dolph Ziggler and covers him for the 1-2-3. Randy Orton comes out on top, of course. 78 Orton, 65 Ziggler. 82 for the match, though. Good match. Happy with all that. Orton and Gable heading up the ramp. Raw Tag titles over their shoulders. Rude and Storm get in the ring. Rude reaching down, helping Ziggler up. Arm around him. You okay, man? Alright, then. As then, Rude and Storm plant Dolph Ziggler with beer money. Taking him out, leaving him lying. Rude and Storm clearly deciding that the problem in the Dirty Dogs was Dolph Ziggler this entire time. For a 74. Good match, good post. Happy. As then we have Andre Chase trying to talk some sense, and Jojo Sinafe is just storming around backstage, not happy. Chase saying that, come on, let's head back to Chase U campus. Let's work on this. Let's keep training. We can get there, man. It doesn't have to be right now. We can get there. Malik, Bodie, Thea trying to convince him as well. Edris having enough, just banging on a locker room door. Opens the door, of course, is Apollo Crews laughing. What do you want? And Edris says that he wants Apollo Crews. And Apollo laughing a bit, saying, you want me now, huh? I offer to teach you and you don't want me. But now you do. And Edris saying, enough. Saying he's had enough of these games. Says that I'll be waiting next week in that ring. You can face me like a man. You can send Omos again. You can send Baba Tunde if you want. I don't care. But I'll be waiting for you next week, Apollo. And if you're this big, strong, tough guy you want people to think you are, I'll see you then. For a 55. Choose you. Walk away. Nice. Happy. Good. As then, we have Triple H's office. Triple H, ice in his hands or something after his finger snap earlier. In walks Alexa Bliss, Women's World Champion, beat Nikki Cross at Crown Jewel. She says, Triple H, you want to see me? And Triple H telling her to take a seat. He says that, Alexa, you know I'm in charge now. And being in charge, I want to make sure that our top superstars, our top champions, are at the level they should be. And on the men's side, that's obviously worked out. Kevin Owens, WWE Champion, as it should be. But now I have to look at the women's division and see if the women's division on Raw especially has the top champion And the top superstars are where they should be in that regard. Alexa saying that, you know, her and Triple H, a lot of history, go back. She says she feels she is the top superstar around here. She says she thinks she's proved it. And she says she's willing to do whatever it takes to prove it again. Triple H says good. Because later tonight, you're going to defend that women's world title to see if you really do deserve it. Alexa saying against two, Triple H saying against Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane coming up short in the Queen's Crown tournament at Crown Jewel. But Triple H wanting to test Alexa, see if she is the top women's superstar on Raw, see if she does deserve that women's world title. For an 89, good backstage segment later tonight. Alexa Bliss versus Kairi Sane for the Women's World Championship. Good. As then Damian Priest comes out. Hardcore Championship Open Challenge accepted by Angelo Dawkins of the Hurt Business. Damian Priest, of course, comes out on top. South of Heaven to Dawkins. Retains the Hardcore title for 74. Good match. 70 Priest, 54 Dawkins. Happy with this. Good. Damian Priest standing tall after the match. When dun 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 da 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 da. Yes, out walks onto the stage Walter, Fabian Eichner, and Marcel Bartel. Side by side, Walter in the middle of the three men. Walter not seen since April, where he fought in the NXT champions of their respective brands triple threat match. But now making his Raw debut here. And they storm down to the ring. Eichner and Bartel staying on the apron as Walter, wipes his shoes, gets into the ring. Dawkins stumbles to his feet, turns around, and Walter just storms in with a big boot, sending him flying out the ring. As then Priest and Walter stare down. Kind of a homage, there you go, to Walter's NXT UK debut at NXT UK TakeOver Blackpool, where he just made his debut, stormed down, and him and Pete Dunne just stood face to face, including a big boot to someone, and Walter and Priest just stare down these two big guys. Priest smiling, Walter never smiling, but Priest smiling. He wants a fight, he wants a challenge, and Walter's a guy to give it to him, isn't he? 82, good match, good post as well. Walter here, love Walter. Let me know in the comments. Should I change his name to Gunter? I'll do it. Should I? Maybe. What do we have next? We have next Kayla Braxton interviewing a Mr. Sheamus O'Shaughnessy. Just Sheamus. Sheamus says that she asked him, we hadn't seen him since he turned on his partner and friend Drew McIntyre after McIntyre beat him in the King of the Ring quarterfinal, and then he appeared at Crown Jewel and he attacked Montez Ford. What's going on? And Sheamus says that, listen here, Kayla, right? Drew McIntyre, he got lucky. But he's not fit enough to lace my boots, okay? Now where is he, huh? In a hospital bed, huh? After what I did to him. I've had worse done to me when I'm on the piss on the streets of Dublin, right? If he can't go, that's his problem. I'm done with the Deadwood. No. What I'm focused on now, Kayla, is getting the one championship that's eluded me so far. And that's the Intercontinental Championship. It's time for old Sheamus to focus on himself and to finally get that gold. For a 90, really good promo by Sheamus, actually. Sheamus now sporting a look and attire, just kind of the attire he's going for now with the Brawling Brutes, honestly, with the coat and all that. A nice change of look for this change of attitude. It's kind of the same attitude, but change of attitude. Sheamus down with the Deadwood. That's McIntyre setting his sights on Montez Ford and especially that Intercontinental title that he has never won. As then, next up we have the earlier mentioned Women's World Championship match. The champion Alexa Bliss, the cat challenger Kairi Sane, both women going for it. Both masters of a top rope finisher. But in the end, the superstar that gets to hit the top rope finisher and score the victory with the Women's World title on the line is Alexa Bliss. Twisted Bliss on her way to her third defense of the Women's World title. Good. 87, actually, is more than good. That's great. That's amazing. 80 Kairi, 78 Alexa. Both women doing really, really well here. As Alexa Bliss does retain the Women's World title. And then after the match, they just show respect. Alexa Bliss, they bow, they shake hands, raise each other's arms. It's nice. Alexa and Kairi show respect. No animosity or anything between them. Alexa Bliss gets the win and proves that she deserves to be Women's World Champion of Triple H, maybe? You never know with Big Paul, do ya? 83 though, good post. Then we go backstage to the men's locker room. Randy Orton and Chad Gable. And Randy Orton, just pausing for a minute and then saying, it's Randy, he's not very good with his emotions, saying, thank you to Chad for coming out and being his partner at Crown Jewel. He says he was ready to kick their asses in a handicap match, but he thanks Chad for coming out and being his partner. And Chad saying, there's no problem. You helped me more times than I can count when you trained me over in NXT, and I'm happy I could have your back, man. And Randy, he could, trying to hide it, but he's smiling. He says, it's good to have you back around for 100. Just a nice moment. I am very fond of the bromance I've manufactured between Randy Orton and Chad Gable, if you can't tell. This little pairing is very close to my heart for some reason, and you can't tell me it's not real. It's real to me, damn it. Lovely. Randy Orton and Chad Gable back together before it's time for the main event, 2v2. Two of Triple H's chosen superstars, Adam Cole and Finn Balor, taking on the Broserweights, Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle. All four going for it. We got on one side Cole and Balor, chosen two former world champions. The other side, the Broserweights, Riddle and Dunne. Superstars who haven't been here as long, but Pete Dunne especially could be on his way to a world title, having won King of the Ring. And all four superstars going for it, giving everything they've got. We get to the end, the referee gets a little bit knocked. Andrade storms down to the ring, slides in. He seems like he's waiting for Pete Dunne to get to his feet to attack him. He goes for Pete Dunne. Pete Dunne ducks underneath. And Andrade going over the top of him. And Andrade turning around as having slid into the ring and storms into him is Kyle O'Reilly, sledgehammer in hand, just smashes it into the face of Andrade, planting him out. Andrade rolling out the ring, taken out. Kyle O'Reilly clearly not appreciating Andrade getting in the way of him attacking Triple H at Crown Jewel. Kyle O'Reilly standing in the ring, sledgehammer in hand. Finn Balor goes to attack him, but Kyle O'Reilly ducks down, and then just a little sledgehammer blows to Finn Balor, who dazed, starts to fall backwards. But then Pete's done there to catch him, arm between the legs, and then plant him with the bitter end. The referee comes to and counts it. The Broserweights get the win over Adam Cole and Finn Balor here. Andrade tried to interfere, but Kyle O'Reilly, stepping in. Kyle O'Reilly, the head of the anti-Triple H fan club, so happy to spoil him and his boys' fun times, storms in and helps the Broserweights on their way to the win. Pete Dunne pins Finn Balor. Pete Dunne pins Finn Balor. There we go. That was a tongue twister for some reason. 99, by the way. Incredible match. Expect nothing less. Rating-wise, everyone does amazing. 94 Cole, 93 Dunne, 91 Riddle, 89 Balor. All do amazing. 99 for the match. Brilliant. After the match, the Chosen outside the ring. Cole, Balor, Andrade just about to his feet, nursing his head though. And Kevin Owens has even come down for the commotion. They're standing at the top of the ramp. Triple H there as well, why not? Everyone's here. Dunne, Riddle, and O'Reilly in the ring. Well, just Dunne and Riddle. O'Reilly storms in, mic in hand, and he says, enough, okay? Andrade, I'm taking you out. Even further than I just did, I'm going to kick your ass, okay? And then Hunter, after that, you're dead. And he just tosses the mic down onto the ground. Kyle making it clear he's taking out Andrade for getting involved. And then Triple H, he's coming for him. Triple H costing him the WWE Championship and Money in the Bank. Kyle coming for revenge. And then Mike on the floor. Pete Dunne just reaches down and picks it up. And then he says, oh, one more thing. Kevin Owens. Oh, one more thing. Kevin Owens. I'll see you at SummerSlam. Yes. Set. I had to have a second go at the accent there. I think I improved it. It always starts more Irish, but we get there in the end. As yes, official and set. Pete Dunne announcing that at SummerSlam at Wembley Stadium in England, in his home country, he will be cashing in his guaranteed world title opportunity from the King of the Ring tournament on Kevin Owens and the WWE Championship. Pete Dunne will look to win the World Championship, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship at Wembley in England, and become the first English World Champion in WWE's history. Can he do it, or will Kevin Owens spoil the home country's boys, fun time in his home country at Wembley? What heel dickhead he would be if he did that, huh? Yeah, massive match set and official. 100. Really good post-match segment, really good main event. Amazing show overall, I think. Setting up a lot of stuff for SummerSlam already. Overall, this episode of Raw gets a 98. Brilliant show, top to bottom, all good. Already setting so many pieces and setting off so many dominoes on the road to SummerSlam, because there's so many honestly, if you thought I booked too many matches for WrestleMania, I apologise for what's about to happen with SummerSlam. I can't help myself for these shows. I cannot wait. Oh, I'm so hyped. As the first episode of Raw on the build-up to SummerSlam, the road to SummerSlam is done. And it was very good, and hopefully we can keep that going with really good shows in the build-up to SummerSlam. Nothing but bangers, please. Let's hopefully continue that next up with another episode of NXT. And NXT begins with the Golden Guards shown arriving at the arena. They pull up in a flash Bentley or Mercedes or whatever. They show up in 4 of them. They've each got their own, of course. And they walk out and they've got their gold. LA Knight's got his NXT Championship. Torres and Boardman, Spanish Fly, have their Cruiserweight Championships. And Cameron Grimes, he didn't win the NA title, but he's rich. So he has physical gold instead of the metaphorical championship gold, which is also gold, but still, you get my point. For a 99, solid start. The Golden Gods arrived. They will be here later tonight for their golden celebration. A lot different to the golden shower Tony D'Angelo received at his wedding, you would hope. As then we cut backstage and we have Dominic and Rey Mysterio arguing. Dom is not happy. Rey's telling him to calm down, saying we can get the titles back. And Dom's saying we shouldn't have lost them in the first place. Saying that we should never have agreed to that 6-man tag team match. We didn't have to. We beat Spanish Fly. We didn't have to risk everything and then lose everything for Chad Gable, who's already left NXT, by the way. Great job putting your confidence in him, Dad. I said, Ray, we can sort this out. We don't have to do this here. When Legado walk in laughing, Carrillo, Escobar, and Zelina Vega. Dominic saying, what the hell do you guys want? And, Humberto and Santos Escobar laughing about Rey and Dominic losing the tag titles. Rey telling them to get lost, huh? I know it's even Andrade's left you, so why don't you guys just get lost? And they're laughing. And Zelina saying, Andrade has not left Legado. Andrade is expanding Legado's reach over on Monday Night Raw. He'll be back. Don't worry about that. And Dominic says, I'm not worried. Okay, Andrade wants to come back. I'll kick his ass. But till then, whose ass out of yours two am I kicking? Humberto and Santos laughing to each other. And Humberto stepping up saying, I'll happily let you kick my ass. Escobar and Carrillo go off laughing for a 74. Dominic, very much not happy about losing those Cruiserweight Tag Team titles with his father. Before speaking of tag titles, let's talk about the women's tag titles. We already have Toxic Attraction in the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match with Lynch and Flair at SummerSlam. Who will join from NXT? As announced last week, it is the Black Hartwell Tank Express, Indy Hartwell, and Shotzi Blackheart taking on part of Hashtag Trending, the team that is buffer than your boyfriend, Tiffany Stratton and Persia Pirotta. Winning team advancing to that Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the Women's Tag Team titles at SummerSlam. And in the end, the team that does advance to those Women's Tag Team title Fatal 4-Way match is buffer than your boyfriend, Tiffany Stratton, pinning Shotzi Blackheart in the end for the victory. For a 55, which is pretty decent, honestly. 51 Persia, 50 Shotzi, 49 Indy, 33 Tiffany. Happy with that. As buffer than your boyfriend advance, it will be, as things stand, Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair defending their women's tag titles against Toxic Attraction and buffer than your boyfriend. And one more team to be decided from Friday night Smackdown, but the match filling out rather nicely so far. As then we go to a very angry Santina Morella. Huh? I cannot believe this, huh? Who is this? Interrupting my wedding, huh? My daughter's wedding, huh? What are you going to do about this, Tony? Tony, huh? What are you going to do about this wedding, huh? And Tony's saying, Mr. Morella, huh? Mr. Morella, huh? I'll handle it, okay? I'm the Don around here. I can deal with this. You're the Don, huh? You're the Don that these people can interrupt in my wedding, huh? They interrupt my wedding, huh? They make Santino look like a fool, huh? You want Santino to look like a fool, huh? And Tony's saying, it's okay. Don't worry. I got a plan. Mr. Morella. We're gonna deal with those bums, okay? For a 61, very nice. The family, as I call them, I need to add people into it again here, but I cannot even fit them all on the screen, because Happy Harland is also here. But it's so big, I cannot fit them all on the screen now. Just as all good stables should be for the 61. Very good. As then we go to the men's locker room. We have Cesaro in there. When all in walks the Cruiserweight Champion Trey Griffin. And he says to Cesaro, look, I know you must be itching to get back in that ring, and so am I, Cruiserweight Champion. I want to remind these people what I'm about, okay? I don't want to sit on the shelf. I'm not a champion like that. So I talked to Mr. Regal, and if you're down, Cesaro, you and me, later tonight, let's just tear the roof off this place. Cesaro, of course, happily accepting for a 79. Griffin versus Cesaro later on. For next up, we have Dominic Mysterio versus Humberto Carrillo, as announced earlier tonight. Both men going at it. Ray at ringside for Dom. Santos and Zelina at ringside for Humberto. Humberto doing some taunting of Dom throughout the match. Dominic clearly a lot of anger, very angry at the moment after losing those Cruiserweight Tag titles. The match going on, and in the end, you know, Humberto going for the moonsault. There you go. Dominic rolling out the way, going at Humberto, rolling him up. Getting a nice hook on those tights and getting the win for an 80. Really good. 75 Humberto, 55 Dominic. Really good matchup. Dominic Mysterio picks up the win with a handful of tights over Humberto Carrillo. Right there. Humberto shocked. Dominic out the ring celebrating. Ray, you know, celebrating with his son, but also, you know, why are you doing that? It's fine. Dominic coming out on top here over a very shocked Legado and Humberto Carrillo in particular. As then we go to Kayla Braxton interviewing Johnny Gargano, asking about King of the Ring. Johnny says that, look, congratulations Pete Dunne, of course. Came up short in King of the Ring. Not what I wanted, okay? I don't get that guaranteed NXT Championship match at SummerSlam. But it doesn't mean that SummerSlam is still not there for me, for Johnny Gargano, for Johnny freaking wrestling, because the NXT Championship's amazing. I've held it, I know that, but there's more on NXT, and maybe I know that more than anyone. When in walks a very laughing and very happy, hashtag trending, Ethan Page, Grayson Waller, and Reggie. Having a little laugh at Johnny, you know. Johnny, what'd you say, Johnny freaking wrestling? More like Johnny freaking failure, am I right? And Johnny, not happy with Ethan, saying that, look, I know that you guys especially, you like to do a lot of talking, but I like to let my wrestling do the talking for me, so I'll see you later tonight for a 90. Thank you for that, Jonathan. Johnny Gargano taking on Ethan Page in the ring later tonight. As next up, we have the match announced earlier. Cesaro taking on Trey Griffin. A quick, fast-paced match between the pair, which in the end, Cesaro comes out on bottom, with Trey Griffin getting the win for an 82. They both get 71s though, but the 82 is a good rating, and I'm happy with that. After the match, Griffin helps Cesaro up. They shake hands, show respect. Before the pair of them get attacked by the Creed brothers. And then joining in is Roderick Strong. And the Creed brothers hit their finish on Cesaro, and then Roderick Strong hits the backbreaker onto Trey Griffin, laying him out, as Malcolm Bivens picks up the Cruiserweight title and presents it to Roderick Strong, who hoisted in the air over the fallen Trey Griffin for an 82. Good post. Roderick Strong back. Not seen since Money in the Bank, which I say like it's a very long time ago. It's like a month in-game and IRL probably. But Roderick Strong over on the black and gold now with the Diamond Mine. A place for them all to grow. As Roderick Strong sets his sights on Trey Griffin, the Cruiserweight Champion. As Den, a Dagon 82. Afterwards, we have Dakota Kai, NXT Women's Champion. She's happy, you know, talking Kayla Braxton. Happy to get revenge on Bayley. You know, NXT, it's not for her to lord over. It's not for anyone to lord over. NXT is a locker room full of individuals, full of people just looking to make their way and build themselves up to something more. That's what NXT's always been about. That's what it'll always be about. She had the chance to build herself up to eventually becoming NXT Women's Champion. She wouldn't want to take that away from people by someone like Bayley being in power here and being able to rule with an iron fist, or however she would want to rule the locker room. When in walks next gen, Candice LeRae, Cora Jade, and Roxanne Perez. And, you know, talking about it, Dakota Kai congratulating Roxanne Perez, you know, came up short, but a good showing, Queen's Crown. And then Dakota Kai saying that, look, this is what I'm talking about. People like Roxanne Perez who get to build themselves up from, you know, just debuting like 3 or 4 months back, not even that. And now, Queen's Crown final within an inch of getting a guaranteed women's title match at SummerSlam. But I just say, you know, Roxanne, I still don't have a challenger. So just because you didn't win Queen's Crown doesn't mean that a women's title match is completely off the cards. And then walks Jade Cargill saying that if you're talking about the future, then it's her. She is destined for greatness. And she didn't fail in the Queen's Crown final like that. And so if anyone who's the future around here deserves an NXT Women's title shot, then why not her? For a 70, she's dealt with Bayley, but new challenges approaching. Dakota Kai said NXT, you know, brand for the future. People being able to build themselves up, and 3 women here building themselves up: Roxanne, Cora, and Jade. Jade Cargill, not Cora because Cora Jade, but Jade Cargill mentioned in specifics. As then next up, we have announced earlier matchup at the main event at that, Ethan Page taking on Jonathan Gargano 1-on-1, and then another fast-paced match later. Your winner is Jonathan Gargano. Locks in the Gargano escape on Ethan Page. No choice but to tap out for an 82. Jonathan gets the win. 94 for him, 46 for Ethan. Good match. Johnny comes out on top, gets his arm raised, and then he gets the mic, and he says Ethan and his little gang interrupted him earlier, but that's okay. He'll finish what he's saying now. This is perfect in the ring like this, because this is where he belongs. In this ring, in an NXT ring. A ring where he won the NXT Championship, sure. But like he said backstage when he was interrupted, there is more to NXT than the NXT Championship. Because there are other titles. There are titles of honor, of respect, of lineage. One title he's held as more than anyone else, really. And so he calls out Isaiah Swerve Scott. And Swerve coming out on Gargano says that the NXT North American Championship. Now that is a championship. That's a title. That title is the beating heart of NXT in a lot of ways. And so whilst I might not get my shot at the NXT Championship at SummerSlam, maybe this is the championship I belong to be fighting for. Isaiah looking at Johnny, and then just kind of the 2 men staring down before we go to commercial for a 100. Gargano calling out Isaiah Swerve Scott, wanting, by the sound of it, that NXT North American Championship. 100, like I said, amazing. Both of these, I mean, Johnny and Isaiah, they're both just on really good form, putting on really good ratings, so a match between the two, if it happens, could be really, really good. As then we have an announcement from Mr. Regal, who announces that next week, the SummerSlam theme will be officially announced on NXT 61. Nice. SummerSlam just around the corner. As then, it's time for the golden celebration of the Golden Gods. They make their way out to the ring. You know, they stand in the ring, Torres and Borb and Spanish Fly, each on a turnbuckle with their cruiserweight title held in the air. LA Knight raising the NXT Championship in the middle of the ring as golden showers. I keep saying it. You know, Randy Orton's old Burn in My Light entrance, he had the golden pyro effect that kind of drizzled down the sparkles. It's like that. A much better golden shower than what Tony D'Angelo got at his wedding for Golden Gods in the ring. And LA Knight says, "Let me talk to you. Just like I told you. The Golden Gods stand here covered in gold, because what happened at Crown Jewel. Well, the Crown Jewels of NXT reigned supreme on that weekend because everybody was focused on NXT Takeover in Chicago. Because what happened in the main event, because that's what we are with the main event, what happened? Oh yeah, all LA Knight, Socrates Torres and Alfonso Bourbon won all. It was winners take all, and we are winners, and we were winners, and we took all, and now we are here. NXT champion, Cruiserweight Tag Team champions. We got all the gold, yeah, and no one is taken away from you. We told you what we were, we told you what we are, and here we stand. The Golden Gods with all the gold. Well, almost all the gold. Because you see, we got the top prize in NXT and these NXT Championship. And we got the top tag team prize in NXT and the Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships. But, we didn't walk out of NXT TakeOver Chicago with all the gold now, did we? No. No, the NXT North American Championship is this close to coming to the Golden Gods. But, yet here we stand in this ring, one of the supposed Golden Gods with no gold to show for it. Cameron Grimes looking a bit surprised as from behind Bourbon and Torres kind of grabbing him by the arms and holding him. And Knight turning to him and says that, Cameron Grimes, huh? The Golden God with no gold. Well, that can't stand now, can it? And Knight drops the mic, grabs Grimes, and just hits him with the BFT in the middle of the ring. Grimes laid out. Torres and Bourbon looking down. LA Knight picking up the mic and saying that, I'm not here to carry around dead weight. I'm not here to let undeserving people fly by on my coattails. No, no, no. You want to hang with the Golden God himself. You want to be a Golden God with him. You need gold. You need to prove you belong. And Cameron Grimes, you do not belong. You never did. You never will. And that is just a fact of life. Yeah. For 100, Grimes laid out. Knight, Torres and Bourbon standing over him, each raising their respective titles. 100, good ending to NXT, which gets an overall rating of 90. Really good show. Very happy with that. More and more pieces pushed into place for SummerSlam. Or, you know, just the puzzle is SummerSlam. We're starting to move the pieces around. We're starting to build out the corners, the foundations for what's to come. All very exciting. All very good. And that's what week one's for. So let's lay a bit more foundations. Let's finish out the corners of this beautiful puzzle we're building, shall we? With the final show in this, you know, week one of build-up heading into SummerSlam. Let's do it. It's time to look at the fallout from Crown Jewel, of course, and then begin the build-up to SummerSlam on another episode of Smackdown. And Smackdown is right into the action with the Queen's Crown winner, Becky Lynch, storming down to the ring. Becky Lynch gets in the ring and says that she did what she said she was going to do. She won the Queen's Crown tournament. The man is now the king around here. And then she says that it's very simple. She doesn't need to waste time. She doesn't need to think about it. She could have announced it immediately after that match at Crown Jewel, but no, she waited till right here, right now, on SmackDown. But she can't wait a second more. So, Ronnie, get your ass out here. Women's Universal Champion Ronda Rousey coming down to the ring, and Becky Lynch, you know, I mean, they've got top over their shoulder. Becky Lynch saying to Ronda that all those years ago, WrestleMania 35, ever since then I've been waiting. Because WrestleMania 35, it should have been just this. Just you and me, Ronda Rousey and Becky Lynch. But no, instead Charlotte was there as well. And Charlotte's my partner. I can't say a bad thing about her right now. But still, it was always meant to be you and me. And now it's long overdue for it to be just that. And so officially, I am cashing in my my Women's World Championship match opportunity to face you at SummerSlam for that Women's Universal title. Ronda happily accepting. Ronda says she's been waiting for this as well. The chance to shut up the man. The chance to shut up Becky Lynch once and for all. And Becky Lynch laughing and saying that, "Oh, Ronnie, I'm going to enjoy making you tap out and becoming Becky 2 belts all over again." For 100, the match official signed and set. SummerSlam, Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey for the Women's Universal Championship. The match, 3 years in the making, I want to say. Yeah? Yeah. For about at least 3.5-ish years in the making. Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, 1-on-1 for the Women's Universal at SummerSlam. Then we go backstage to Braun Breaker talking to Kayla Braxton. Braun, not happy with the King of the Ring loss to Big E. He says, Big E, former Universal Champion, obviously, but he's not happy with that defeat. When in walks Control, and Joe Gacy's about to start talking, and Braun Breaker says, "No, I'm not here standing around listening to you. No, you want to interrupt me, then okay, but then I want him." And he points to Braun Strowman before barging past him and leaving for a 65. Braun Breaker had his first defeat to Big E, which, did no disrespect or anything. Big E was Universal Champion this time last year. But still, not wanting to waste his time, issuing that call out to Braun Strowman, Battle of the Brawns. Yeah. Then we have Rich Swann taking on Tyler Breeze, and Tyler Breeze comes out on top with the Unprettier for an 81. Good match. 74 Swann, 72 Breeze, both doing alright. Tyler Breeze comes out on top here on Smackdown. Then we go to Kofi Kingston cutting a promo, by himself. He's not happy. Saying about Aleister Black getting in Big E's business. And he says Big E is still his brother. And so you get in his business, you get in my business. Now, Aleister, you want to get in our business, then okay. But then I'm going to want a deal with you. So unless you're a coward, which, all signs point to that, considering you can only seemingly get by on attacking people from behind when they're not expecting it. But in case, you're not all of a sudden, I'll see you later tonight for a 94. Very good, Kofi. Incredible promo, mate. Kofi issuing the challenge to Aleister Black. Then, next up, we have the Battle of the Brawns. Braun Strowman, Braun Breaker. That's Braun. Braunathan versus Braun. In the end, it is Braun Breaker who gets the win, takes down Braun Strowman, and gets a big victory for 75. 84 Braun Strowman, 56 Braun Breaker. Good match. Braun Breaker comes out on top over Braun Strowman here. As then we go to another backstage promo, this time from Paige. Kind of going crazy. Paige talking about it, leaving WWE, her role as General Manager of SmackDown terminated. Post WrestleMania, not seen since Crown Jewel, where she returned and attacked Deonna Purrazzo. And Paige says that she still thinks about that night. The SmackDown after WrestleMania, her job finished, over. And, it was a sad enough night already, and there was Marty and Ferg when Deonna attacked her, ruining her final night. But she didn't let it, dwell on it or anything, or let it get to her. Because she's been waiting for this. She's been training for this. It's been years. And Deonna thought maybe she could get away with that, but she can't, because before Paige left the office of SmackDown General Manager for good, she made one more move. One more decision as the General Manager. And that was officially offering a WWE superstar contract to herself, which she happily signed. And Paige says she might not be General Manager anymore, but she is not gone completely, because she is officially a WWE superstar again. And she says her first order of business now that she is back is you, Diana. And she issues the challenge to Diana Perazzo for an 82. Good match. No, not a good match, a good promo. Paige is back, officially signed as a WWE superstar again, and she wants Diana Perazzo. What else to say? Good. Very well done. Then next up we have Doudrop. We have Doudrop versus Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley making a return. Her first match since Mania and getting the win with the Riptide for 79. Good match. 74 Rhea, 55 Doudrop. Both doing well. Then Rhea Ripley getting on the mic after the match and saying she's been gone for too damn long. You know, a myriad of, neck issues and back niggles. Obviously she assumes from carrying Smackdown. I mean, just in general, but the women's division especially for so damn long. But no, now she's back. And she's back to get some championship gold. And that championship gold she wants is the $1 million championship. She says her and Rhea Bianca have a lot of history. History going all the way back to NXT. History even being on Smackdown. The final of the tournament to crown the first ever Women's Universal Champion, Backlash 2021. 16 or so months ago, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair. They have so much history, and Rhea says she won on that occasion. Then Bianca went and won the $1 million title, and they all did what they did. But now it's time for this battle again. And Rhea calls her out. Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, $1 million championship at SummerSlam. For 100, Rhea issues the challenge. Will Bianca accept? Bianca, ever a fighting champion? You'd like her odds. As then it's time for a special edition of the Firefly Funhouse. Everybody, the Firefly Funhouse is back. Bray saying, hello, it's been so long. I missed all of you so much. All my friends so much. Now, first of course, some sadder news. Our dear beloved friend, Abby the Witch, is no longer with us. And I know this can be hard and this can be sad and it's never good when you lose a friend. But what you need to do is take all those emotions that you're feeling right here, right in your heart. Take all those emotions of sadness, of regret, of despair. You're going to want to take them and bottle them up and never let them out. Because we have some new friends here and we do not want them to be disappointed. So everybody, I want to introduce to you the newest resident of the Firefly Funhouse, Scarlet the Witch. And then in walks Scarlet. And Bray says, now, I found Scarlet here, and I just felt this cosmic connection. And so I had to bring her here to stay at the Funhouse with us. And we've just been having such a fun time these past 4 months. And I'm really glad to get to introduce you all right now. When you hear a knock at the door, and Bray rolls his eyes, and he says, uh-oh, that must be our new neighbor. And he walks over, and he opens the door, and in walks Cool Kid Kevin. And Bray says, this is my new neighbor, Kevin. He's a bit of a handful. I hear him, banging around and screaming coming from his basement at all hours of the day. How you doing, Cool Kid Kevin? And he says something edgy, because it's Cool Kid Kevin. And Bray says, well, I'm really glad that y'all all got to meet my newest friends here in and around the Firefly Funhouse. And us here at the Funhouse are really glad we got to go out and meet some new friends as well, like Bronson Reed and Samoa Joe. Now you see, we were waiting a long time. But my friends are finally ready to do what they need to do. Because We wouldn't want to disappoint him now, would we? No. And so, me and my friends here are going to go meet our new friends again next week. And we'll see you all there, okay? Bye! Bye now! Bye-bye! For an 86, Bray Wyatt from the Firefly Funhouse introducing his new friends, the newest member of the Firefly Funhouse, Scarlet the Witch, and their new neighbor, Cool Kid Kevin. What a cool guy he is. Just look at him. Look how cool he is with his sunglasses. What a cool man. But at 86, very good. Very happy. Before then, Kofi Kingston comes out to the ring. Aleister Black does come out. And so the main event, Aleister Black versus Kofi Kingston. Kofi Kingston looking for some revenge from Aleister Black attacking Big E at Crown Jewel. And Aleister Black looking for the win here. And both men giving it everything they've got. You know, fast-paced matches you expect between the pair. Hard-hitting. You know, both of their kicks. Very vicious. Match going on. Kofi getting on top a little bit. You know, going for the boom drop. He goes for it. And the referee not looking fully as Kofi bounces off the rope. And as he does, he's smashed in the back by a hooded figure. And, you know, he's stumbling forward a bit, holding his back. And then he stands up fully into a black mass from Aleister Black, who gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. Aleister Black gets the win for a 91. Good match as the hooded figure gets in the ring, takes off his hood, and it's Tommaso Ciampa. 91 for the match, 89 Aleister, 77 Kofi, both doing amazing. Yes, it's Tommaso Ciampa. And Ciampa and Black look at each other, had their own battles in recent times, WrestleMania and Backlash. Vengeance, there you go. And Black and Ciampa look at each other, and Ciampa holds out his hand, and him and Black shake hands. Well, they proceed to kick the hell out of Kofi Kingston, beat him down on the mat before. Wait, God, yes. No, I wanted to press no. I'll do it here, I guess. Ciampa needed a new gimmick, and it got great. So, yeah, his old one was doing poor, so that's fine. Before Big E, you know, a bit banged up still, rushes out to the ring, though, and fights off Black and Ciampa. And then checking on Kofi. Aleister Black and Tommaso Ciampa aligned here somewhat, and seems to have a problem with Kofi Kingston and Big E, 2/3 of the group formerly known as the New Day, for a 99. Incredible. Very, very good. Very happy with that. A good post-Smackdown, post-Premium Live event Smackdown. Got it out in the end there, so far. And then it's time to end it off with one more thing. As out walks Brock Lesnar, once again accompanied by Paul Heyman. And Paul Heyman says that there's been a lot of talk and chatter about why I did what I did, and then why Brock did what Brock did. So allow me to make it very clear for you all. I do not represent losers. I do not represent failures. And so, thusly, I could no longer represent Thaddeus Bullard. And you see, I told Mr. Bullard not to call out Brock Lesnar. I tried to warn Mr. Bullard about what would happen if he called out Brock Lesnar. And yet Mr. Bullard still called out Brock Lesnar. And it allowed me the opportunity to get to speak to Mr. Lesnar again. And me and Brock, well, we spoke and we agreed what was best for the both of us. And that was for me to detach myself from Thaddeus Bullard. Now moving past Mr. Bullard to the main event of Crown Jewel, and I hear people ask, why did Brock Lesnar get involved in the match between Keith Lee and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. And I tell you, it is because the only man on this show who deserves to once again be the reigning, defending, undefeated, undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world is Brock Lesnar. Not Mr. Lee, and not Mr. Reigns, but Brock Lesnar. And so Mr. Lesnar could not just sit by and watch as two lesser superstars duked it out for the championship he made famous. And so he had to get involved. And he will get involved every time he wants, until he gets what he wants. And that is the opportunity to regain his championship. And I use opportunity lightly, because if Brock Lesnar is given what he wants, a shot at the Universal Championship, then he will once again be the Universal Champion. And that is not a prediction. That's a spoiler. For an 83, they were making it very clear. Done with Bullard, back with Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar wants the Universal Championship. As this post Crown Jewel Smackdown gets us a 94, really good show. Very happy, as, you know, the edges of the beautiful puzzle that is SummerSlam have been filled in quite nicely. I think the next 3 episodes we will spend filling in the rest of the puzzle on our way to the biggest party of the summer. But this is a very good start, I think. Let me know what you think of the 3 shows here, of how SummerSlam's building up. We've got a few matches confirmed already, so let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Always love to hear them. And while you're down there, if you have enjoyed and you're looking forward to the road to SummerSlam and then SummerSlam itself, then why don't you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing. Leave a like if you have enjoyed. And as always, I just want to say thank you for watching.